Star Trek: Strange New Worlds: How Different Leaders Respond to Crisis Situations in Reality and Fiction. Today, we are exploring a fascinating topic in the context of leadership. Specifically, we're drawing parallels between how leaders in both reality and fiction handle high-pressure situations, using the recently rebooted Star Trek series. Strange New Worlds, as our case study, show offers a unique lens through which to examine how different leadership styles and personalities respond to extreme challenges. Our central character, Captain Christopher Pike, exemplifies a compassionate and fearless approach to crisis management. When faced with an emergency, he prioritizes the safety of his crew and is willing to take calculated risks to protect them. One of the most striking aspects of Captain Pike's leadership, unlike some other fictional leaders, he genuinely cares about his crew's well-being beyond just their mission objectives. This attitude fosters a culture of trust and open communication within the ship. In contrast, some real-world leaders have been criticized for prioritizing efficiency and logic over compassion and empathy. A prime example is the utilitarian approach, which sees individual human lives as mere numerical values in a larger equation. This calculus-driven philosophy often drives decision-makers to focus on immediate objectives, disregarding the emotional costs to those directly affected. Let's consider a historical crisis, the 1986 Space Shuttle Challenger disaster, where the pressure to launch the spacecraft on time led to a catastrophic decision-making process. Challenger's fatal explosion was attributed, in part, to the prioritization of efficiency over caution, as the nation anxiously awaited the historic mission's success. The story highlights the terrible costs of a logic-driven approach that neglects the value of human life and ignores warning signs. Another, more recent crisis has been the COVID-19 response, where the world witnessed both exceptional leadership. Various national leaders exemplified different management styles, some reflecting the fictional examples we are studying here. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern of New Zealand stands out for her response to the crisis, which humanized a seemingly inhuman threat, showcasing traits like compassion, emotional intelligence, and forward thinking. Her measures to flatten the curve and address community concerns demonstrate a people-centric approach often characteristic of effective leaders. By analyzing leadership in the context of real-world crises in Star Trek's offerings, we gain valuable insights into what drives effective decision-making in extreme situations. It's clear that compassion, empathy, and a willingness to adapt become essential components of effective crisis management, not only in space but also on Earth. Breaking free from the constraints of traditional logic and adopting more inclusive, flexible, and emotionally intelligent leadership styles often prove to be the key to success in crisis situations. The experiences we learn from the characters in Strange New Worlds tell us just that a culture that prioritizes the well-being of individuals over the pursuit of efficiency is more sustainable and more effective under pressure. As we conclude, it's essential to remember that leadership is a dynamic, context-dependent profession, drawing on everything from individual personality traits to organizational culture and societal values. The extraordinary characters in Star Trek's reboot, particularly Captain Christopher Pike, remind us that the best results can be achieved by striking a balance between intellect, compassion, and humanity.